Every thought, hey, Sam, what? Yeah, I've been in the Age of Empires 2 mines again. I should probably make the AI for that scenario. Currently it's multiplayer. Some people have been downloading it. But also working on another one. We've got the Starship Troopers one, kinda, the co-op one in the works, but that's more complicated than I thought. What I do have kinda, in the works right now is the Witcher scenario. But it's gonna also take a massive amount of time. Thanks to the gifts of risotto. Thank you. Sure, kids happy to get some more points. What do I want? Yeah, that was a. Should I talk about it? I don't know. Well, someone's been suggesting in Zachor about actors and Gladiator squads on line pits sending, Volkers to expand the shows. Should just fix that so it's the same as Pharaoh, subsequent games in the series. The buildings don't work unless they have associated schools sending Volkers to them. Do I have to talk about how demented this is? Yeah, Sam responded to it in detail and explained why this is a totally stupid idea. It would actively take away from the game. We would have less options what to use, not just as map makers but as players, what to use for entertainment variety. Why did someone suggest this? It's ignorance, I suppose, because Seljuk does not play Augustus, he did not in fact play Caesar in a while, yet he persists to suggest completely cursed things to the game. Please, no. Yeah, that's completely fair point. I'm just baffled always when I see something. I don't know. The problem is you need to always resist this kind of thing, and just it gets tiring. At least I didn't have to do it myself this time, but I've done that before. And this person specifically, there is a big ego going on, and so any disagreement you might have with any of the suggestions will be met with misunderstanding and complete and utter contempt from their part, just because you disagree, not because you might have a valid point, just because they said something that's supposed to be sacred. Yeah, I know. We are both on the list. Pack your things, I guess. Yeah, no, I just, thanks for at least I can count on someone standing up for the game and not letting it become something completely, different and wrong by restricting things that are very important. I'm tired of doing it myself all the time, so thank you, Sam. But yeah, it needs to be done. Like, there are people who have very bad ideas and they are not afraid to be vocal about it. If they get their way, the game would effectively lose out. There wouldn't be no gains from doing something like that. Yet, some people just don't understand that. So, part of the design is telling people this is a stupid idea. I know it's, we don't want to do it. Even if you see something that's really cursed, like, you don't want to make people sad or whatever. Yeah, I get it. Problem is, if you don't, then it's gonna just encourage further suggestions of the same variety, which eventually will make your game be horrible, which I really don't want to happen to Caesar, so I'll fight something like this anytime I see it, even if it means that this person's gonna hate me, and he does, because he does enjoy, well, he doesn't even play, I guess. Let's just, we don't need to talk about this, just thought I mention it. I need a list for all the lists I'm on. Yeah. Back to the ladder grind. I mean, do as you wish. I don't know if ladder is necessarily the best place to be. I don't know what their elo is, but it can be pretty extreme. At some point, it's just not really enjoyable. You would need inside micro to really get very far. The level's been climbing for the game. In the past years, especially like the last year or two, I feel like a lot of new players really got a lot better. Also, they did the thing where people who have Xbox, because of the cursed console peasant nature of their existence, will now be able to automate their economy. So they can just press a button and let the town center go bare and assign villagers to resources and everything. They don't actually have to play any of the video game they paid for. They can just press a button and go make a tea or something. Which is good, I guess. Clone season is in full swing, yeah. Around 1k-ish. Alright, yeah. 1k-ish is still okay, that's enjoyable. I think like 1200, 1400 is where you start to encounter, like, not just smurfs, but also just people who are really good. And they might even sometimes want to hang out in that sort of zone, because they get victims. Like, oh, let's just go and play some Age of Empires 2 and not think about stuff too much. As you say, build order sensor, no. Someone who has mastered a specific build order and you have no indication they'll go for it is frustrating. You roll an arena, and then, you would need to be like having mindset of pre-bowling and everything, even on arena, because what happens is suddenly, without any indication, they will do a castle drop, but in their own base so you can see it, and sneak out saboteurs or petards, and then a couple of plumes, and that's the first thing you see is you losing a piece of wall and then plumes running into your wood lines. Not good. And they specifically build up for this very quickly, as fast as humanly possible. Of course, if the game went long and you managed to get like 3 TCs or something, yeah, but you don't get to choose. Like, you can ban a map, but a ladder has a choice of maps, and sometimes there is arena on it. Or very close maps, similar to that. We got a tea, it's very hot, but we'll be starting. So what are we gonna be doing today? We are gonna be playing a game that's called New Cycle. You might have heard about it. It's a city builder. Is it something like Caesar? No, it's not. It's not very, like, it's just not like Caesar at all. It's more like Anno a little bit, I guess. It's the closest thing I could compare it to. I would say I enjoy it more than Anno. But, yeah, it's not bad, but it's not Caesar level, and it never will be. It's just a completely different kind of game. So, let's take a look at it, shall we? First we need to set it up, so just give me a minute. We never streamed this, so do this, and then do that. Yeah, sort of. It's sort of... I guess it's even like reminiscent of like, this is what would be Frostpunk after Frostpunk, I guess. Is probably the best description of it. So, Frostpunk, but without the frostness. So there's seasons, like, year has spring and summer and winter. But, yeah, there's no generator. Nothing like that. What was your opinion on Frostpunk? Frostpunk is a fairly linear experience. It's like War Hospital. It's not a bad game. I like that it offers you options with what kind of paths to choose, and it has different scenarios. I would like the basic one though. I want that on hard, but otherwise the game can be really punishing. For like, you know, first time player you will not do well. Maybe even second, third time. It takes practice a little bit. Which, you know, while that can be okay, also a lot of people will get turned away from that because of these reasons. So the entry level maybe shouldn't be as high as it is. But, at any rate, Frostpunk is okay, but it's not amazing. I never loved it. I didn't mind it, but there were some things I didn't enjoy, and some designs were good, but nothing completely spectacular in my mind. Needed editor, yep. For sure, I played some of the custom scenarios, some of the scenarios I didn't really enjoy them much, but yeah, with editor, perhaps we could have had more nice things. Let's get back to the game. Okay, so let's go ahead and activate audio. Is this good? It's really good, right? Okay, new cycle. So let's click the button, start a new game. You've got different kind of things here. This is still coming soon. This is still early access, I think. We'll be doing campaign because this is a sandbox. We don't want a sandbox experience. This makes it so that you start with technologies. No, we'll start with from nothing. That's better. And we need to pick a map. I don't know, I've only really played the Meadow, so I'll be playing the Meadow, I think. I never beat the game. I played fairly little of it. Difficulty normal. Oh, you can customize everything. Yeah, that's good. I'm not gonna touch anything. Let's leave it at normal. Start in cave, stay in the cave. Yes. It's gonna be the advancement of our society. Must go back to the clay pit. Only use the stick. Okay, let's pause the game immediately. We've got... So, it can feel a little bit overwhelming at first when you play this. Like, oh, look at all these resources and all that. Yeah, but you don't need to worry about most of this at the start. You can start from nothing. The game is actually, like, the pacing is okay, where you kind of unlock new things relatively slowly. So it's not the case where, oh, now you need to do all these things. No, but it does display them. So, you know, don't freak out. Because things do in fact exist. We've got a map. You've got different kind of things. We could take a look at our, where is the thing? Layers, overview and reports, development tree, statistics, world map. That is a thing I'm looking for, which is like a layer thing for the terrain. Other, yes, wind layer. This is where wind turbines will get more efficiency if you build them around. Mining layer. This is where minerals are. Looks like there's clay here, or is this iron? I actually don't know. Might be iron. Fertility layer. This is where farming would be the most profitable to do. So it's in this forest actually. And drilling layer. This is where oil is. That's here. Hey Dido, welcome. Looks like season 4 at first glance. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for stopping by. And thanks for the donation, by the way. It's very appreciated. I did thank you on Haven already, but I have to do it here as well. Okay, so layers. That's what we have. We have quests. So again, we can click on this and see what they want. So first stop, we reach the unknown land after a long journey. It seems isolated and safe. We hope it will be enough resources for a new start. Choose the most suitable spot to settle in an area and guide us to set up a base camp. Let's begin. So, yes, first we only have main hall, which is a free building. and basically is the center of your city. We need to build it somewhere. We know that this is fertility area. We shouldn't really build in there much. And then we know that there is wind like here, which means we will build on that probably. But there is wind here. We don't want to build there. And so a logical place for our city would be kind of around here. So let's go ahead and build the base camp. Click the button. It's gonna get built. Now, this thing supplies energy. We don't need to worry about that, just know that that's the case. It also doesn't really make anything, it's just a place where your resources are stored at the moment. You only have a certain amount you can have, and so the first thing we might need is probably water, but we need to wait until the game tells us what to do next, because if you skip steps with the tutorial, it can sometimes bug out and like not complete the objectives. So I'll wait until they tell me what to do. Otherwise we might have problems. Okay. I mean, I can start building things, but I know the tutorial is gonna ask me for it. So there's population here. We've got, oh no, I will get a choice to skip the tutorial, I think. We'll skip the tutorial. I haven't got any lumber, no. So it's a bit disappointing. Okay, so population, right. So these people, right here, these are workers, right? You've got workers, craftsmen, and specialists. This is your castes, basically, or classes. So that's how they work. They have their own morale, and that impacts their efficiency and workforce, which is how much work they do. And you can make them work more or less, but it impacts their morale and health. So you don't want to overwork them, otherwise people will die. So they require food and water. You can set how much they receive in rations for each class. We need water relatively quickly because we don't starve it that much. People will drink it very quickly. And food, it might look like we have nothing, but I think we will receive some food once we get that pop-up, which I haven't got yet. Then we have logs and stone. These are important for building basic structures, and then lumber is made from logs in a sawmill. You assign specific workers to specific places, sort of like Frostpunk. So let's go ahead and build. Field camp gathers iron, stone, and logs within its area, and it has 14 logs construction cost. We currently don't even have housing, by the way. Okay, so let's take a look. Trees run out, by the way. You can cut down trees, clear out rocks and all that. So need to be careful with that. This is stone. This is iron. This camp will, well, preferably we would want to cover as much stuff as possible with a single one, but eventually this will run out. So, keeping that in mind is useful. So there's iron, we know that. If there was a camp that covers everything at once, yeah, here. So we could have a camp, it doesn't need roads, that could cover a whole bunch of wood, some stone, some iron. This is preferable. So let's build that one. And then let's check for another field camp. We'll need more wood. So what you always need the most. So we might build somewhere around here. I'm thinking about it, but probably where stone is. Just for the future. Looks like this would be okay. And then gathering camp will get us mushrooms, fish, or meat from vicinity. There's meat, there are mushrooms. But if you want meat, you need hunting, and hunting is like more advanced. Also, don't build on trees. It destroys the trees. And you need the trees, because you need to cut them down. If I want this camp to harvest from both, it needs to be here. So let's build that. And then a well. So this costs stone, and it extracts water from deposits. We have 2 of them here, so we'll just build a well. Build it here. It can tap 2 at once. It does need to get connected to your road network though, to be efficient, so we'll have to do that. So we set up the basics. No clay pit orcs, no. This is getting cut off at the bottom. Oh yeah. Cool it is. Well, let me just fix that. Because you didn't see the UI. No idea why it's like this though. Let's check settings.
No.
This will do. Yes. Now you can see, so residence, resource, production, utilities, other. We do have a lumber mill, which we should build. This is gonna be a place where we make lumber. Let's build that next to the camp. So now people will go from the camp and they'll build the things. Let's unpause that. No problem. Thank you for letting me know, because I would have had no idea otherwise. It's hard to notice. So you see construction progress, right? People need to arrive first, they need to bring resources. Okay, welcome to the new cycle. Message from the community. You are now the governor of this little community. It's been nearly half a century since the first solar flare. In the initial moments of the catastrophe, we lost our entire technological infrastructure, our means of global sourcing, and almost everything that we can share as a civilization. The following years were humanity's darkest, having to wrestle with constant impossibility and despair. From battles fought with sticks and stones to nuclear wars, we ended up destroying ourselves, what little sun had left for us, and civilization fell. Everyone here was born into this new world, and you have to be their leader. Our current flimsy shelter can't carry us far. Oh yeah, also like, governor is such a strange term for a community that doesn't answer to any higher power. Group of 35 people literally, and nothing else, and you have a governor. Okay. So one way to run a society, I guess, if this could even be called a society. Is there a military part? I don't think so. There are maybe some hostile events, but you deal with them. I don't think you build like military stuff. I could be wrong though. Never reached that far. I guess, yeah. Walking Dead governor was a very big asshole. Okay. Everyone, yeah. We need to rediscover our lost knowledge and explore our surroundings to create new possibilities. Most importantly, beyond merely surviving, we have to find a way of securing our next generation, by whose time the world may not be habitable anymore. We don't know how we can preserve life as we know it, but we can at least help build something that we may call home. We do not want the tutorial, because it asks for cursed things that if you build them out of order, it will not count them. So that's bug dead. I don't recommend it. Unless you want to learn the very basics, don't pick the tutorial. It's pretty bad. Well, that part would be kind of understandable, brutality. He did what had to be done, yeah. But, you know, the fact that like the head of your dead kid that zombified in your fridge or in your tank or whatever, that kind of part. Also like the ruthless dictator part. I don't know. I believe that if society was to crumble into small little groups like this, you would basically have dictatorship, because that's the only direct sort of management system that would work, I think, in this kind of scenario. That's why I called it out. I call it strange that we don't have something like that in this game, even though it would make sense, arguably. But at the same time, there's things that are too much, and Governor was definitely too much. I mean, it's not like Negan bad, but still, they purposefully went out of their way to make him be an asshole, and they succeeded. Let's leave it at that. So let's unpause the game. We don't see any people moving around yet. Oh, don't know we do in the camp itself. So they'll bring resources, they'll start building the different buildings. We have a timer. It's currently spring. You can see this is the year overview. So it's just after winter when we start. That is knowledge. You get knowledge from how many people are in your society per day. Each day you get that, and then you use it for unlocks. You don't spend it, you just accumulate it. And the more you accumulate, the more you can unlock. But unlocking stuff costs resources. I'll go into it once we have enough for that. Oh, absolutely. Even Negan's introduction was probably when the show had its peak, right? After that, it's just, you know, nonsense. It was nonsense for a while, where the zombies were really not a threat, and it was just about people, really. And like, yeah, it kind of makes sense, but it's also really boring. It's a show about the Zeds, right? So like, why do I care what these people talk about for hours on end when in the next scene he just gets ripped apart? Great. Like, that's what I watch for, but like, did you have to spend 3 episodes talking about this dude and about what he does and who he likes and what he doesn't like, and then he gets eaten in like 10 seconds? Great. I don't mind he got eaten, just skip the part where you explain why he's important to me, because I don't care about him at all. I just skip that part, but it's annoying because over half of the episode is just random garbage about people I don't care about that get eaten the next second. So, you know, that part was pretty horrible, and it got more and more extreme as the show went on. What else was there? Yeah, like the Negan stuff, I feel like, you know, we've been like, oh, there's just so few people in the world, and then suddenly, like, you shoot fuck ton of bandits, and like, oh, there's more of them, and then there are all these people who've been living here all this time, and more, even more, and even more, and it's just insane. If it was, you know, maybe some survivors, you could get it, but like, I don't know. Felt like they were all struggling. That latter part. Hey, friendly computer, welcome. Skip the part that humanizes the characters, just skip the parts where people die. Humanizes the characters for so long that it gets extremely boring. You know, you need to do some storytelling. Do it with, like they did with Daryl. Do it without talking. Show them doing something. Fine. Some talking is fine, but not when it's 3/4 of the episode. I don't want to do that. I know they wanted to build up the characters so you care about them dying, but it just becomes them being extremely annoying. I agree the Walking Dead got worse as the show went on. Oh, absolutely, but that's what most shows have, isn't it? Their fire style. Just, you know, I feel like they could have maybe changed direction, and instead they just continued doing what they were doing without reflecting on why it's not working. So the downfall of it was kind of expected. Let's select the lumber recipe and then, you know, apply some workers. So they'll start working on the lumber mill. It doesn't have a road. If we want to build a road, it costs lumber and stone, I think. So that's why we didn't build that yet. Great slash movie. I didn't see that, I don't think. This is a field camp. It works now. We can apply workers. Let's top it off for both resources, stone and wood. And we still have 24 out of 35 left. Another camp is built. No, it's getting built. We also have this, yes. Start harvesting. Well is done, but it needs a road, which is unfortunate. It's gonna be expensive. So 1 lumber and 2 stone for a piece of road, and it's the processed lumber. It's not just, you know, logs. Yeah, that's not great. Okay, let's see about producing another lumber mill. Let's build this thing. slow the game down. I want to see way more detailed episodes of the whole outbreak. Oh yeah. If FTVD. That was a dumpster fire though. It was a complete dumpster fire. That was the before outbreak, and they also made like completely illogical things. In that, like, yeah, it covers the outbreak, but in such a bad way that it would be better if they didn't, because literally the decisions of the people in military and law enforcement was so demented that it's just, you know, they have to facilitate everyone being kind of stupid to make the zombies win. Because, you know, if something like zombies was to happen, the military would absolutely shred them to pieces. So, unless you talk like evolving runner infected, which have some sort of, you know, mutations and maybe armoring and things like that, and amplified sense. If it's Walking Dead, like literally shambling corpse, yeah, like you need to shoot it in the face, great. Or, you know, run it over with a tank, or use some sort of ordnance, or myriad of things military has in great numbers. So why are they a problem, essentially? That's what they have to facilitate. Is they actually try to work the military into the story in a realistic way. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I love World War Z, because it neglects a part of the Zeds, which is the terrifying part, where they eat you and they kill you. In World War Z, it's more like realistic outbreak, where realistic in a way that it would threaten society. As you say, like, someone gets bitten, they immediately, basically, in seconds, they go up and attack, and become infected as well. And that's what's the problem, right? Because otherwise, like, if it's the typical shambler kinda Zed, there's really nothing that would be super threatening to society or anything. So yeah, I agree, but it also comes at a cost to do something like that, because then you take away the terrifying part. But also says, I like The Last of Us from the thematic point way more, since it's actually possible in some ways to happen. That's the thing, that after The Last of Us TV show, some scientists were like, oh, do you know that this exists? Yeah, there was actually a dude who was studying funguses in mountains of India, and he got hospitalized with a fungus living inside him. You know? Sort of like that. It's real. But it also isn't really like spreadable at that rate. So like, we shouldn't freak out about it. But nature is very scary, and it's very possible that eventually something not just like it, but maybe even similar will happen. You know? Because as with every species, if it's overpopulated, the nature tries to kind of, you know, not only do new parasites and new things develop to kind of prey on that dominant species, but you also get just sort of nature itself kind of taking care of the balance. Trying. But humanity, of course, with technology is pushing that to where nature is kind of losing its ability to control it. But it still can happen. So with roads, it's kind of jank. You can't build one by one roads. So like, if you want to plan a road, plan it carefully and ahead of time. So like with a crossroads, don't just build it one tile into this direction. If I want it to be like this, we want to actually have it, you know, from like here, perhaps from the entry point. So this would cost me 18 lumber and 35 stone, which we don't have either. That's great. We have some problems. We could go ahead and get this road connected for the lumber mill and the camp, so it speeds up transportation. I don't know how quantifiable of an effect it has, but it is something that is a factor, apparently. This well is a problem. It's far away, so we have to lug all the water from here. Have learned dance walk. Maybe I should unleash orcs upon humanity. The shrooms as well. They are in Warhammer. Greenskins are a kind of fungus. There's some more water here we could use. This would even be on a corner like this without impacting much. Let's do it. It is gonna mean that our resources basically run out. We have 35 knowledge. We get 35 per day. For each person in our society, we get 1. If we click on knowledge, this is research. We need to get stuff. We have development, this is what you start with. If we want to pick up basic construction, which allows to building stockpiles, soup kitchens, and making meals, it takes 24 hours to research, but it also requires 50 of these knowledge points, and it costs me 24 timber to actually do the research. Okay, that's how it works. So we are getting some shrooms. And everything's harvesting. So there's no like direct, as long as I can tell, you can see people like carrying stuff, but it doesn't actually have like real implications. You see that? Just income. But it's in this building, it's not actually part of your stockpiles yet, I think. I could be wrong. I think if it is this field camp or gathering camp, it actually does deposit immediately. But if it's something like the well, someone needs to get it. Or it impacts how quickly it works. Yeah, that as well. So getting another lumber mill, that's good. Well, let's get this road going. Is it not enough resources? Yes, we need stone. I have 2 camps on it, so eventually we should get enough. This thing, let's select the recipe, start working. We've got 10 workers left. Still don't have the stone. And you see the spring is kind of passing, so like it doesn't take a whole bunch of time to get through all that. We've got some chances of sickness because low distribution of water. So we should make them have normal water. But we don't have the well yet, so I don't know. It's okay. Let's let them have normal water. We don't have food yet. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit unfortunate. We've got 70 knowledge. We could research the construction. It will cost me timber, but we've built another lumber mill, so that should hopefully not be a huge deal. Let's build this road. We want to stretch it down here as well. So we connect the rest of the city. Stone. It's very expensive. We can't build it everywhere, even though I would like to. We will need to connect the well though, and this. When we are researching something, you see this filling up. It might be a bit faint, but that's how that works. Connect. Yes, now we have a road for the well. And a second lumberyard. Connecting this would be a good future project, but we should probably wait a little. We really don't have much stone. Which, you know, perhaps you could justify another field camp, but we've already started harvesting from the 2 nearby stone deposits. I don't think we even have more. There's some like here. But it's far away. I don't know if that's a factor. It could be. And also, it feels like we might have like a lot of people. We still have 10 employees, 10 workers left. But the fact is, they'll actually, like, you will struggle to get more, especially quickly. So, yeah, we should rush the housing. So development is complete, meaning we can now do rations. Also, let's check this. What does this require? 385 knowledge to start getting housing. Yep, so we need, you know, almost 300 more knowledge. So that's gonna take a while. We did unlock soup kitchens, which is gonna allow us to prepare meals. We need to pick a spot for this. It doesn't really matter where it is. But yeah, so we want to kind of pick logical spaces for this. We'll probably do most of the housing around here. So it depends, right? Like, would this fit 2x2 here? I like to do 2 soup kitchens usually. Yeah, this road unfortunately doesn't quite cut it. So if we cancel this, if I demolish it, I think I get only 50% back. Perhaps we have one and then another somewhere else. It does mean that we have to expand this road a little bit, but that's okay. We don't have the stone. Hey Cloud, welcome. Game looks fun so far. Again, it's not bad, I don't think. We did receive some food from the researching the objective, or the new thing. It's not bad, but I don't think there is a military aspect, and it's more like all about the society building. There might be some events that ask you to do some things, but otherwise there isn't really any military, I don't think. Okay, apparently we are not making enough with the timber. They're going to build this thing, which is fine. Just let them do it. We could go ahead and build this already. Just want to have a connection. And then eventually connecting this well is necessary. So let's select a recipe. We make it from mushrooms, that's the only thing we have at the moment. Assign workers. We make some meals, 67 per day actually. Let's check consumption. Rate on food. Low. Regular is gonna be 28 meals per day. That's okay. So our people now have regular rations of water and food. So living conditions should be improving. Even though they don't even have housing yet. That's just, in this game that doesn't really come as quickly as you might think. Does Cloud work on his own game? Interesting. I didn't know that. So we need to decide, what do we do next? I think we want that extra field camp to get the stone, but it is far away. Alternatively, we might have to get another gathering camp for more mushrooms, because in winter you can't get more mushrooms. So you better make the best use of the ones that you've harvested before then. Build this here. Game Maker 2 is the engine, okay.
We made it. Oh my god.
Another kitchen, we could also cook food. Can put a person in there, but not a priority at the moment. We've got enough resources to connect to this, maybe. It will be misaligned a little bit. I think what we want to do is just put it like this. I wish I didn't do that. Oh, actually it does count. Okay, well, then exist. Water and mushrooms and hunt. I think those resources replenish each year. But yeah, you can potentially run out. What is the game about? I didn't see it yet. Yeah, sure. That's what it's for. Stockpile. Okay, let's make a stockpile. We do need that. Just where is the question. We can block that off. Let's do it. Stockpile's gonna expand our total capacity because I don't know where exactly can you see that. Statistics. Summary. Not sure. Oh, it will be like pizza connection. Right. Yeah, maybe it's not gonna be cursed. Because, you know, a modern person made it. Because, like, if you go and play the original Pizza Connection, like the old ones, it's not very good. I'm sure you can make it happen. Was that the... You might have shown me something from the Gladiator, spicy Gladiator pizza with, like, the worms and whatnot on it. Okay, I'm gonna have to get myself something. I'll be back in a minute. We've got 245 knowledge, that's not quite enough. So let's slow it down. The game can get a little bit too fast. Is this completely stopped? No, it's just very slow. Okay. Alright, so we are almost at summer. We will have the knowledge to unlock the advanced, we will have living standards, meaning we can build houses relatively soon. Up until that point, we should use our labor to constantly get more stuff. We are building a stockpile and we've built this. Let's assign some workers on mushrooms. We need to stockpile them before winter, because in winter you can't harvest mushrooms anymore. This is a screenshot from the latest game from the real franchise. It's on Pizza Connection 3, where they improved a lot, but AI is still done. Okay. Is that something you want to focus on in your game? I wish coding wasn't as difficult as it is. I have so many ideas for things. That's why I use Age of Empires 2 as an engine. Like, the newest Witcher scenario I'm making is just completely different from how Age of Empires works normally. It has a freaking inventory system, and it's in Age of Empires 2. But it's because how easy it is to work with the triggers and effects. That's the only reason why I use it. And also because I cannot code. But, yeah. Yeah. But, well, everyone has a lot of ideas. But the deal is brutality. A lot of these ideas are not good. So, you know, that is a reason why game designer is a job. A full-time job. And it's not actually just, you know, oh, what does this random person think who we brought from the street? Yeah, it's not how games work. Because a lot of the ideas people have even are like, oh, I want this in my game. And then if you delve deeper and like, what would that imply with mechanics and all that? And they find out that, oh, it will actually not be as good. Yeah, like, you need to really think about a lot of things. Especially balance when designing games. And a lot of people don't get that. So, you know, while they might have a lot of ideas, not necessarily all of them good, perhaps. Like Magic, yeah. Cloud says Game Maker is like JavaScript type of difficulty. I think you can do it. You underestimate my scrapdom in coding. The XML editing, which I do for Caesar, is like the most I want. Anything more, and I have problems. Maybe I should look into it. I don't know, but like. Okay, well, the problem is with coding. I don't code, but I know how this works. XML is, yeah, you need to know, but after you know I guess that's coding. Whatever. With coding, I think the thing is, like, you start with like, oh, I'm a newborn person into this world, I know nothing. And then suddenly you're like, oh, maybe I learned this little thing. Like, coding seems big and scary, right? But you learn this little step just to, you know, get what you want. And then you learn a little bit more. And then more. And then suddenly, before you realize it, you are coding. Hey, Fritz, welcome. But I don't necessarily want that. You need to realize I never was a math person, okay? Math was my least favorite and subject in which I was the least talented. And so coding seems like nightmare to me. I can comprehend numbers, but like I think coding is a lot about numbers. So I don't know, man. Who doesn't like math? Yeah, clearly. I mean, yeah, there's quite a few Germans in the chat, so I should be careful trash talking numbers. But I'm good with numbers. Just don't have you need to have kind of a, I don't know how to call it. You know what I mean? Just kind of knack for it. For it so it's natural, you know? Yeah, XML isn't coding. Excel would be coding too if you counted that, yes. But you need to know how it works, and then it works sort of like coding. So, you know, it's like I guess, like, if you want to learn anything at all, if you assuming you didn't do anything like this ever before, XML is probably the easiest thing to do without any foreknowledge. But yes, it's not essentially coding because you don't use an engine. You use a document to specify commands, but still, it's like it. Why I mention it is because in XML you also give the game, or you know, whatever you're using as an engine, aka the game, you give it commands what to do. But usually the tools are more limited, and you don't actually, like, again, it's not an engine, it's a game that's supposed to execute these commands, right? Knack for math is called intelligence, is it? It's not called intelligence. I've met a lot of intelligent people who are not great at math. So that's actually like, that's not how life works. And I'm not saying that as a person who does not have a knack for knowledge, for math. Because I really don't, by the way. Yeah, so according to your knowledge, I'm a vegetable. And I'm a very stupid person. You know, you can think whatever you want about me, that's fine. But I don't think you do. So maybe think about that and realize that maybe what you wrote isn't necessarily applicable to everyone ever. I don't know. What I think is that it's not actually a mutual exclusive. Like, you could have very intelligent people without being good at math. But yes, some very intelligent people are very good at math as well. But it's not like the only thing you need to be a very intelligent person. Because I'm also pretty sure there are some people really good at math who are really dumb otherwise. So, generalizing like that, I don't think it really works. But maybe I'm wrong. Richard says, but you don't really need a lot of math knowledge to code, to be honest. Just a lot of thinking that's required. Yeah, but... Okay. Just shit talking, okay. All good. I wasn't sure if it's a direct attack or... I don't know. I don't know if it requires a lot. I should look into it, but I'm not lazy, but this is something that I know is gonna require immense investment of effort. And I don't want to do that. Sam says math is a language. I can't speak Czech. Just make me smarter than them. I guess. Alex code engineering part 101. I would have to do it alone because you would not want to see that. The language of the universe, yes. I guess it's the universal language. I've been talking a lot about math, not playing the game much. Oh, there's something going on. Yes, people are coming to the settlement. Don't want to join it. Start researching the housing. I should have done that a little bit sooner. Oh yeah, you see, we also don't lose knowledge. I don't think, at least. So, like, it accumulates, and then eventually these texts do cost a lot. It's fun for a stream. We could help you as well. Yeah, but like, do you realize how edgy I am as a person? Question, do you like coding? In which case, you would not want me to rant about it because, one, I know nothing about it, so the rant would be not really, relevant and super cringe for you. And second of all, things that don't, like, I suspect it will make me angry. And yeah, like, I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea. The worst stream. But perhaps that's good. This weird logic. Language and logistics has logic, just weird. Linguistics, not logistics. I was like, logistics. I guess they also do. You can speak whatever language, but as long as you use depot, we speak the same language. Immigrant group, okay, yes. Let's accept the workers, because it means more knowledge, more workforce. More the better. Okay, it says, of course they know you have salt instead of blood. Yeah. The most annoying part of coding is the people at the end, says Cloud. As a tester, I'm sure you do have that sentiment. Or tester, you are not a tester, you are support, right? So actually the other end of the spectrum, tester is just, oh, look at this nice thing they made for me. Let me try and break it. And then, if there is lack of foresight, maybe don't take notes on how I got to this point and then just submit a report. Oh, hey, look what I did. And I don't know how I got there. Hey, Elrath, welcome. It's the best kind of report, isn't it, Cloud? I'm sure the blood is boiling as we speak. Sam says through to power mark, praise the oxen, yes. I mean, custom massage is beta testers at this point, so one of us in proper test cases. Yeah, I mean, you have a point. It's the state of the industry, that's what it's called. It became norm. I hate that with passion. So yeah, stockpile can actually stockpile a lot. This is this storage building. It can have 15,000 resources, and then total storage is 18,000. So we can have 3,000 in the camp itself. We unlocked shacks. Look at that. Amazing. If we want more, we need to get to the Iron Age. New Iron Age, sorry. That will require significant investments. For now, we've stockpiled enough resources to build some shacks. They cost stone and lumber, and they consume electricity when active. Each one houses up to 10 people. We need 4 at the moment, but having 5 is good to have extra space. They will consume a lot of electricity though. So let's build something. I'll be building 4, like so. We are not building a 9x9, by the way. Don't even suggest that. I know some people somewhere already had that idea. Oh. It's an isometric game, sort of. It has tiles. How about we put 9 and 9 of these tiles together? Make something wonderful. What did we unlock? Shacks? Shacks. Yeah, shacks. Like, you know, slums, basically, like corrugated metal sort of favela vibe. That's what we have. This is our life. Our society only consists of clay pit people though, so we don't really have high standards. For now it will do. Clay connects us, Buddha. Brother. Yeah. Let the clay flow through. There with the rant. I expected this. I love the reports of it doesn't work. Customer can't finalize his buy without times or even a date. Which customer or would they have tried to order? Yeah. Fix it. Poke you with a stick. Fix it, Cloud. Fix it. Or that's the Simpsons. No, Futurama meme where the Planet Express is on fire and Leela is piloting the ship. Oh, something. The ship's falling apart. And Fry at Leela. Fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it. Yeah, that sort of deal. Just look at that. Wonderful. They have an AC apparently. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst you've ever seen in your life. I'm sure it could be much worse. So each can house 10 people. You see the slots. They also do need entertainment, healthcare, and security. But we didn't even unlock any of that yet. So it doesn't actually matter. It was first level support at the start of my career and I hated it with passion. Most people probably do. But yeah, like, what does it take for you to stay in that line of? You need to be kind of have a talent for it as well. I'm sure it's not simple, but I would not want to do it. I don't think as a job. It sounds like a nightmare. Some people love that shit. Okay. Worked first as a phone support center for a bank in Germany. You don't have an idea? Okay, yeah, I also would not want to do that, but you know, it's a job and I do respect people who do it, but I would not want to do it. And I can't imagine because I never did anything like that. They're born to troll the customers. People naturally only call when they are angry. Yeah. Helvrad says, so this game is like Caesar. Peasants demand stuff to evolve. So, no. It's more like Frostpunk, but without the persistent threat of being destroyed by the frost. That is winter mechanic, but it's not like this is. It lacked the, you know, the constant persistent threat of doom that Frostpunk has. So it's more like a city builder, but people don't actually like evolve from. They don't evolve from tents or whatever. You don't give them specific goods like pottery. I don't think. You do give them stuff globally as a cast, but you don't give it to a house to evolve. Banished, but more detailed. Maybe a little bit, but I would be careful about Banished because Banished has the system where, oh, look at this person. This is Joe. Joe is 50 years old. He works here and he has this kind of tool on him. No, you don't know that. You can click on him, but, you know, you don't care about any of these things. You care about their cast more than anything else. So it's more like bigger spectrum. Love the game micromanagement. Yeah, some people love it. I think it's maybe overused in the industry a little bit, where we see a lot of games try to replicate that system and we see too much, which limits innovation because every game feels like it has that sort of system. This one doesn't really. You can still click on people, but it's not that kind of level where you know, again, the society is like supposed to be much larger than in Banish. Banish is like a village simulator at its core. Banish tried to mimic a lot of Dwarf Fortress level detail, failed to make it relevant. Ultimately, yes, Dwarf Fortress is like the genre-defining, innovative game that's relatively hostile to play. Especially if you've played it without the Steam version, where it didn't even have fucking graphics. You know what I'm talking about? It's a game for coders, but yes, it was very interesting and genre innovating, and the depth of mechanics was insane. But yeah, a lot of games were inspired by it. Not just this, like not just Banished. A lot of games were inspired by it. RimWorld is a rip-off without Y and Z layers, basically. Hey Matt, welcome. Sam says that's why Banish never clicked. You don't care about Joe and his screwdriver. Yeah, that's my line of thinking as well. But some people do like that, so you know, it is subjective. And to me, it also felt okay at the start. But like, I feel like we have so many games like that at this point that almost every game in this genre tries to be like it, and that's actually limiting the innovation, at least in my eyes. Nice Dwarf Fortress in SC, like the real man play that shit. Yeah, without Dwarf Therapist as well. Boy. Oh, that's hell. Sounds like hell. I'm missing the code math discussion as I'm watching senior programmer try to troubleshoot JavaScript right now. Okay. Well, yeah, I never coded, so some people suggested, oh, you should try it, and not just you should try it. You should try it on stream. It's like, do you want me to suffer? I guess you do, because that's what would happen. To each their own, yeah. Okay, so what's the knowledge level at? 600? What do we exactly need to unlock the new Iron Age? I think we need to improve the camp. So if I click on it, yeah, it wants 700 knowledge. Okay. We need to wait to advance from the clay pit age. Well, actually, we didn't even reach the clay pit age. There is a clay pit in this game, and it's actually in the new Iron Age when you unlock it. Nice chest slowly evolves into a coding form. To great surprise of everyone, a lot of chatters are actually German, and then to a great surprise of no one, the Germans in the chat like coding and math. Who could have thought? Just think the Mad Max team wouldn't even work like it's displayed. Chaos isn't transitional and in humans orderly behavior is the norm than the exception. Even I sometimes have my doubts. Yeah. There is something to be said about very start of this game. I mentioned it, and I didn't want to go into politics, but it's strange that you have basically, so you are put into charge of society of 35 people at the start of this game. You survived the Great Solar Flare, and these people are essentially offspring of people from our world. So they kind of, they are born into the apocalypse. They are not even survivors. These people, there's 35 of them, and they go out from there whenever they were hiding out, and the solar flares are finally better, so they start to get a settlement going, right? They call you a governor. There is no, wider society you are part of as well, as far as I'm aware. So, what are you governor of? Doesn't governor signify you are subservient to a higher power, a government that has governors to hire to, oversee a province? I don't really think they thought about that aspect too much. Maybe they'll change that, but, yeah, no, that's actually what I talked about at first. We could go into it. And I think for a small society like this, they should probably represent the stage of tribal development again, because that would make sense. But also, yes, orderless society, human society does gravitate towards order constantly, yet it frays at the edges from its own corruption and as it, swells and grows larger and more bloated. So if we go back to stick, go back to cave, you would then, as a natural reaction, also have development of order in society because it's a need people have, especially when you would go back to basics. Things, yes. So after the tribal stage, you should probably have some sort of transitional stage of sort of a dictatorship, and then you would probably transition towards, flawed democracy of a sort, maybe. So that's what would be accurate. If they want an accurate path, I think that would make the most sense. But of course, it depends. Do they even want that? I don't know. I'm just telling you what I think. Go back to cave. You better hope that the player is the strongest in cave. Yeah. Some mutated bear would not be good. But then again, caveman also had to fight, short-nosed bears and even mammoth saber-tooth things. What happens is something took out Anga, you pick up the rock and you go avenge him as a group, and then you eliminate predators from your vicinity, and that's what helps the group, or even other groups who could potentially then move in. Oh, your group is weaker. Yes, we would very much like to share your hunting grounds. Yes, we don't care if you say no. No, according to some people, it only exists 1300 years, actually. I'll let you know. And yeah, in the dark future of the second millennium, there is only cringe. Okay, what do we want? We have 650 knowledge, we need more. We don't need to expand anything. We'll just keep stockpiling resources now, because we can. We have 4 workers, but not much to assign them on. We could make more food, but there is really no point. Havrat says, I mean, in tribal chiefs or tribal kings, there was nobody with absolute power. You have to delegate and mediate. There's a reason why tyrants often were taken out. Yep. But that's why even dictatorship is sort of a power structure from above to below, sort of like, this, as you say, tribal chiefdom or kingdom, whatever you would call it. Because even with these systems, loyalty is actually the most important thing. Even for a dictatorship, even a relatively modern one, you look at how world works, they need to be run in a way where you secure loyalty, usually with buying it out, because it's the only way, really, so that you make people reliant on you being in power so you can keep supplying them with wealth. and that's how they operate. But it makes sense in a society like this, because there is very little to overthrow you, and even if there is, the system itself kinda repeats itself, because another chip will, you know, take power, but it's not gonna be the power of like the people or something, no. The people with the stick will be the ones in charge, and they'll not be afraid to use it, or, you know, get what they want. Because that's how it works in small societies. Or even, again, today, you look at countries that have dictatorships, this is how they operate. They secure loyalty, regular people don't really see anything of the country's wealth. All of it goes towards funding the military to secure its loyalty, and then, how would you call these people, is lieutenants, or, I don't know, it's difficult. Sometimes it's like, you know, city, not governors, but you would have like mayors, or you would have tribal chiefs, or you would have people in charge of specific organizations, or, you know, supplying certain resource, things like that. You would need to secure loyalty of these people. Of course, military is very big part of that. So it's all about, this system is all about securing loyalty. And it's effectively what, you know, again, these small scale societies would probably operate best on. Not so well when it's a massive society, especially when it has multiple kind of, you know, very specific niche aspects that are important to it. And when people from the military start telling you how to do your job, even though they know nothing about it, it's a problem. They understand. Time to build the castles are, perhaps. But we are still waiting to unlock the new Iron Age, yes. $700. New cycle. So we've got tavern, cemetery, forge, smith, and windmill. A lot of new things unlocked. Meat, fish, leather, iron ingots, tools, and iron ore. First thing, let's check this. We can't hunt meat yet. We need to research it. Yeah, we didn't unlock all that. It's just that you can now research it. We need 1450 knowledge to research this. 900 for this, but also tools. Power grade 850, and some ingots. We need tools. This one is next, metalworking techniques, 860. We need stone, timber, that's fine. It unlocks forge and smith and iron ingot, basic tools, and iron ore. So for now we can't even excavate it yet, I don't think. Do I even... I do have a post somewhere. Yeah, we can't even harvest it yet. Oh yeah, resource piles. So you click on something, stone deposit, you can tell how much is in it. No, I actually don't know. I thought you could have that information. Am I missing something? Not sure. Urgent matter. People want better conditions for a while, get better morale. No. I don't want to do the quest. It's micro. I don't want to do micro. So it's like you make them live a good life for a while and then you take it away. Why? You get almost nothing for these sort of little quests. Stone, no, stone does not regrow. It is depleted over time. So are trees. How many cycles are there? I don't know, man. We could take a look. Cycle 3, roots and branches. Cycle 5, cycle 4, moving forward. Cycle 5, acceleration. Cycle 6, mechanical expansion. Cycle 7, new metropolis. Cycle 8, age of cold steel. It's quite a few. 8. Alright, says personal, I think society would be thrown into pre-industry, not all the way back into Stone Age. Maybe I'm nitpicky, but again, I already had a beer. No, you are correct, of course. It depends on the disaster in question, probably, But yeah, it's highly unlikely we would go like all the way back to cave. It's sort of a meme. That's why we mentioned it. But yeah, like it would be expected that we would go like, you know, industrial revolution sort of technology. Perhaps not even there with sort of like the machining, but certainly with you know, even then some tools and things would remain. So you would be able to establish stuff. Like all you really need is a lathe. How is it called? Lathe? You know what I mean, right? It's in Czech, it's sostroj, which is a machine that can produce other things like machines. You can you know, use it to work metal, and that sort of thing is like, you know, it's spinning a piece of metal. You can kind of shape it. Lathe, yeah, that's what I mean. So as long as you have that and you have some power, you can effectively make more machines, and there are a lot of these. So as long as somewhere someone has this, we would probably see, you know, still being able to manufacture things, which is what we need the most. Yeah, so like these sort of tools are common today. You can have that, mills and, you know, drills and all that. It's also important. Of course, like, you know, if society as a whole would collapse, you would not have people who work like mining. But there is a lot of metal in the world. So it would be a while before, if assuming the disaster would reduce the population, which it would also kind of stretch out the resources that there are for a longer time, because then there wouldn't be as many people to use them. And so I think unless it's like a major event that completely fucks the earth, we would probably be able to just kind of build back up. So like, let's say a meteor would hit Earth, and just for like 100 years straight we would have a, you know, impenetrable dark sky. I think we could survive that. Not well, but we would. And I think we would even come out of it comparable, tech level maybe even better, because we would have to improvise a lot. Nuclear winter is coming. Yeah. Let's be careful about statements. People will get very worried. Okay, 860. We need to wait some more. It's okay, we are stockpiling resources and then we immediately use them, which is what we want to do. Just a joke, yeah, I know. No worries. What do I know about apocalypse? Like, whenever that's gonna happen. If it happens, none of us will know. Like, that it's coming, most likely. Whereas I think even then you can have greenhouse light for plants. Yeah, oh, absolutely. That's why I said, like, of course, more labor intensive and everything, but as long as you don't have that many people, you don't need that much food. Yeah. Yeah, and also like it would be insanely expensive to keep that. But assuming that event would remove a big part of the population, I actually think, like, from a perspective of that happening, the worst thing that could happen is that most people would survive that, because then you wouldn't have the resources to feed all of them, and that would result in like societal collapse. That would be, you know, that could have potential to just completely destroy everything. But as long as it's like most people are taken out, then the survivors would be building up, and there would not really be struggle for resources. So that would actually be a higher chance of that going well. As stupid as it sounds, you know, that would make sense, I think. It just says, with your C3 campaign, it will need me an apocalyptic time off to complete. Yeah, it takes a while to play it all. I think I played it in like 10 days, all the missions, but, or maybe it was 2 or 3 weeks, I don't know, I don't actually remember. But, no worries, you can take as long as you want. A lot of people are still playing it. And there's no rush. I think you are at the start. You've played like the first couple missions, right? So it's still gonna take a little while. What is the knowledge at? 840. We need 860. Right. And it's autumn, so winter's gonna be coming relatively soon. A lot of people haven't even finished the Judas campaign. Yep. Just like Brutality here. Maybe you should do that. Just a suggestion. Do it. You know you want to. We need things. We can't get them yet because this is locked. The way is shut. It has been built by those who are dead. Okay. So we are researching this. It will take 35 hours. Okay. I have to really be in mood for season 3. Yeah, I can understand that. So again, no rush. You have all the time in the known universe to do it. Just know that until you do, you will be judged. Can I just bring the road straight through? Yes. Line up some nice streets. This is almost like a 9 by 9. What am I building? Okay, it's fine. Just don't look at the 9 by 9. It's fine. So, can we improve this? There's like an upgrade to the camp, I think. Actions. Emergency workers. No, don't click this. There was like an up. Maybe it's gonna come later. You can upgrade this, I think. I'll have to wait. Yeah, 35 hours. It's getting there. Now this stage is gonna be a bit tricky. So eventually we'll need to, when we upgrade this camp, it interrupts the power we are getting from this. So new turbines are gonna be necessary. But that requires metal. So we need to mine ore, smelt it, and then also make some tools. Because people do need tools. It actually doesn't improve their efficiency. Like, having tools and not having tools in this game works exactly the same. It does not give you, like, you work faster or, you know, better or you get less tired. No. The only thing the tools do is that people eat them and then it makes them a little happier that they get tools. That they are getting distribution of tools to them as a cast. But people with tools actually don't, like, they eat them. Yeah, like, basically. Freeloading in this kind of society seems wild. Like if obedient worker drones, yeah. We have 4 workers that are not doing anything at the moment. But we will be reassigning that. York Snipe, boys. Yep. There's a storm. We should build another house soon, but this is overgrown, you see that? When you don't have someone living in a house or in a workshop or wherever, it will overgrow and that it's gonna reduce its efficiency for 5 days. But when someone else comes in, it will actually remove this over time. Development complete. Okay, let's slow the game down. Let's go ahead and see where is the iron. Available resource, nothing. Okay, yeah, we need to go here. Give me some iron. We go into building and we need to build up some forges. So where is our industrial district gonna be is the question, really. What is the smith like? Yeah, unfortunately I built this in sort of a stupid way where nothing really fits here. It's okay. So, forges. Could probably have it around here. Wouldn't be the worst thing. We want 2 forges. We want a single smith, I think. Let's could have a road in the middle, I guess. I'm gonna put that there. And we want to make another field camp. And see where is the iron. It's here. And just try to cut down all these trees as well while we are at it. This will require reassignment of workers, but it's gonna be winter, meaning that our workers that are doing mushroom picking will actually be available for doing other things. And we could also cut back on producing meals a bit. So we've got a lot. Do people gather berries, or do they just watch the others work and give stupid comments on how the others should do stuff? I think it's the latter. They don't like, passively do anything for you. Like, having idle workers actually doesn't give you anything. It's not like they do all the construction or they haul resources or something. I don't think that's how it works. It's literally that they could be doing something and they are not. But I could be wrong. I do think that's how it works though. Then again, anything I say about this game, take it with a immense grain of salt. I never played much of it, so I know relatively little. New house. Speed up. Let's check the... We built this, okay. Let's assign someone on the iron. Still mushroom season, so wait a little bit. But what we'll do is we'll reduce the workers. Let this work on like little efficiency, that's fine. Forests will burn in the fires of industry. We have more? No. Okay, let's split them. This will require ingots, so they'll have to make the metal, which they are. We need more people, which is unfortunate. I think it's kind of RNG. Like, you could get more incomers. Yeah, we want to make sure that we have some housing space available at all times, especially for kids. I could check... there are no children currently. Which by itself is weird for such a society. But because children in this kind of society would be, oh, free labor. Yeah. Things. Working with iron. They want tools. I mean, sure. We want that. Produce tools, yes. You're off for now? Okay, no problem. Thanks for hanging out. Retarded. Sierra, bye. No children's on them. Yeah, absolutely. It's just, you know, as with most of these sorts of games, I think I don't want to compare to Banished, but in Banished you also don't start with kids, I don't think. They will happen though. Soon. We are still the first year, so like, you know, it's gonna happen. Let's take a look. Can we research something? No, we need knowledge. Power would be nice, but we need ingots. So I'll have to wait. They're making it. You can set limits. You can make a stockpile just for something. I usually keep it like journalistic for now. That really doesn't matter yet. They're building the toolsmith. That's great, but yeah, we need more workers. We might have to cut back on production of some things. Let's check. Let's cut back on some stone and timber. They don't have that much to gather there anyway. Do we need more metal? No, ore is okay. Make more. And then we want a couple of guys to do the toolsmithing. Data says if you don't build a school, they're paying you kids by the age of 13. Yeah. We need to teach them things. But that's education. I think it's not even a thing. Like entertainment, health, and security. Education is actually not a need. You don't need to know things. It's fine. Let the others, your betters in society, know how stuff works. That's fine. All we need is Isengard. Everything else is surplus to requirement. Moving forward. Upgrading the camp. Make it happen. Meaning that, okay, we need to get more metal before we can do that. That's fine, because it will interrupt the supply, as I mentioned. Make tools. It requires resources. It will get resources. To find iron ore in nature is actually very hard, especially if you don't have prior knowledge to look for it. Yep. There are some ores that do contain iron, but it's more so with copper and other ores like that. Tin, copper, these things you can find on like surface veins, or even certain rocks have it. Metal, like iron, that as well, but to a lesser extent. There are some minerals that contain metal, but usually it's like so low grade ore that you basically would have like most slag, or unusable stuff. It's this game also like sidesteps steel, I think. Is there a difference? I actually don't know. Maybe there is. Because without a catalyst, without a proper furnace, as well as a fuel source for the heat needed, as well as there's a chemical process with adding coal or other additives to iron production to make it into steel, carbon. So like these things, I don't think the game is too deep in that regard. But if we point out all the plot holes, then there won't be much else left of the game. So either we enjoy it or we don't. I don't think it's like hyper realistic. It'd be easier to go to scrapyards and take it from there. Iron, even rusty, can be easily made and then take out. Yeah, for sure, that would be more accurate. No, but you are correct. I do get that. It's like, having just a deposit of like, oh, there's very readily available bunch of iron rocks here that, like, how? Was there a mine here or something? That's like their pile? I don't know. Seems a bit weird. Oh, we are upgrading the thing, which means everything's out of power now. Also, it's winter. I forgot to disable the gatherers. Let's do that. Where's the other gatherer? I'm so bad at spotting these things. There was a one for sure, right? Yeah. There you go. No longer. We would need hunting to be able to do more food production constantly. You'll need to wait. Research this. And yeah, they're building the camp. This is gonna take a while. Before they do it, we have no power. This is the camp. We have power again. We only have 30 left. So we're researching the turbines. So it's done. We should take a look at... Well, this quest is just produce the tools. It doesn't tell me to distribute them, so I will not distribute them yet. We need more ore. Windmill complete. That's utilities, windmill. Let's go ahead and build some turbines. I destroyed a tree, which is a bit unfortunate. Let's check developments. We need hunting next, I guess. We need more tools. Yeah, ore is low, but 2 production facilities have that full. Public health is worse this season. We could give them more water or food, but I don't think we want to do that anyway. So yeah, we have empty housing. Should just wait. After we make some more tools, let's research. Well, we need to decide. I guess we do get this first. The hunting. We need more workers. Finish it early. Made some turbines. So power should be increased. Yes, it is. It's not really a concern for a while. Development is complete for hunting. We could do some hunting, but I don't have the labor for it. It does generate fur as well, which then you can use. I don't even know for what. Probably clothes making. What about food production? It still exceeds consumption, so that's alright. Still have mushrooms for a while. Winter's gonna end soon, but then we'll have to reassign our metal workers to start doing more gathering. Objective complete. Now we can go ahead and set distribution of tools to be regular. They don't take much. It does help morale, so we'll do it. But as I said before, the tools actually don't benefit people in a direct way. They don't get more efficient or anything like that. Oh yeah, let me check something real quick. Okay, so it is end of the year. We have a summary. Usually it tells you, did you grow in population? Did you make advancements? What kind of resources refilled? So water, mushrooms, meat, and feed. Yes, feed. Fish refilled by 99%. So now we can use it again. Okay. Well, I mentioned before that we'll need to sap our production to start getting some food going again. It's okay. Just have some production. I might actually go ahead and apply a new... Yeah, just give them some tools. We can't really justify too many. And then get some meat, get some shrooms. And I think cookhouse is still fine. We have 3 more workers. Need to decide what's the priority here. I guess we do 1 here, 1 more metal worker, 1 more hunter. If we get enough meat, we can start cooking with meat. We could select a new recipe here. Meat stew doesn't require water. Oh, meat stew, fried meat, I guess. It doesn't require water. So we'll set this one for that production, and the other one can do the mushrooms. Now, advancements. We've done an advancement with hunting. We need 1450 knowledge to get the other one, which we are getting slowly but surely. So that's alright. We've been actually losing some logs because we have 2 lumber mills producing lumber at a full rate. We've been keeping them completely occupied the whole time. We could subtract some workers from there, but for now, let's keep them working. Eventually, we'll need to switch to paper making, which is gonna be rather inconvenient. So, you know, having timber is always good. You can never go wrong with timber, because you always need it. Okay, 4 children were born. Not as good as it could have been, but it's something. We want as many as possible, if you know, if we can. So we'll have to rely on another group joining us soon. Hopefully that's gonna happen. Speed it up. We need 1450 points in knowledge to get that last advancement from this age. And it will take a while for these kids to grow up. It does take like several years, I think. We should monitor our production. It doesn't, to my knowledge, it doesn't actually tell you. Like this, does it even have timber anymore? It doesn't. You see, there's no more timber, yet they are happy to keep like, oh, we are working. Yeah, no, not really. Let's assign a person there instead. We need more timber. So there is timber here. Let's go ahead and assign. I think we are getting a surplus of ore. So let's reassign this. And we don't need quite as much stone either. But that's always useful. I'll keep that there like for a while. It's okay. Hey Moywalk. And I was getting a lot of Farthest Frontier vibes from this. Yeah, sort of. I think Farthest Frontier does have a military aspect though. This doesn't, according to what I know. I could be wrong. Haven't played enough to know. It's a little bit similar for sure. So advancements. Let's research this. Has invasions. Yeah, I don't think this game has them. Otherwise, it's like if you, yeah, it's like I think the closest thing actually is like Frostpunk, but without the persistent doom of getting destroyed by the game. It's more about like the rebuilding. So like it's a more sandbox experience, which usually I don't associate sandbox with good. Yeah. So like, you know, it's a different kind of game. It doesn't have the pressure that Frostpunk has, for sure. Which, something we haven't talked about much, but from game design perspective, scarcity breeds rarity. If you make something really hard to get, like workers, even now I don't have many workers, but in Frostpunk it's so much more impactful that someone, you know, gets frostbite, gets crippled, and they don't contribute to the workforce for a long time. In here, you don't like get that, and I feel like Frostpunk really pulls that off well, where a lot of things are really scarce, and that means that you do care about a lot of these things. With this, it's like, oh yeah, new production chain, set it up, never have to really worry about it again, just maybe shuffle some workforce, but you know, it's not necessarily the same. Okay, how are we looking on tool consumption? 3 per day, and we are making 4. Yeah, so it's like barely enough. That means we should actually assign another person, but okay, let's subtract 1 from here. How's our ingot production going? That's solid. We will need metal for things though. This is almost done. Development complete. Tavern and cemetery. Sturdy roots. Every one of us needs a proper place to live. We need food and water, but sleeping at whatever nooks we find each night doesn't help prepare. Build 3 shacks. I mean, it's gonna be surplus to requirements, but sure. We also need a cemetery. Well, let's do the quest first. So shacks. And a third one. Utilities. Let's build a tavern. It does cost 55 electricity. We've got all the resources for it. We want to cover housing, obviously, like it has a radius based effect. So here is logical. And then we also have a cemetery. Cemetery does provide like spiritual relief, I guess. It's sort of like in the RimWorld where, you know, people visit it to meditate or like, you know, visit the graves, I guess. So since this is outside the range of the tavern anyway, I'll build it here. Usually we would not have it in a center of town, but we need to have the needs sort of close by. Havrat says Frostpunk isn't even that unrealistic if you compare to Canadian Siberian winter. It's not meant to gather wood. Yeah. No, that's right. Also, the game music is like completely non-existent, I think, for you. I do hear it, but I don't think you do. Could have told me. I don't want to blame you for it, but you know, maybe it's good that you have that. It's not like great, but we should have that. Objective completed. Good. Some people living in like the most extreme Siberian weather, like there are cities that are there, and people have to put up with the insane frost all the time. It's at the worst, it's like you don't even go outside. If you do, you need to cover your face and fingers and everything with like, you know, a cream, some sort of protecting cream, so that your skin doesn't immediately suffer from it, because it would crack. Your lips and everything are very vulnerable to that. And it's just a, you know, you throw a freaking bucket of water out of your window, and before it falls to the ground, it's ice. It's just insane. Ah, game music, yes. So, advancements. We've done all the things. Now we need to reach new cycle, roots and branches, which requires, let's take a look at it. We need 50 people and 2,200 knowledge. Okay. Okay. So, we have a cemetery. No one's buried here yet. Planetza says, yes, basically, you have to be packed like my mom wants to be as soon as the temperature goes close to 0 degrees. Yeah, it's like... temperature gets close to 0. This is my life now. Siberian measures implemented. I also don't like cold. I really don't. Some people are more sensitive to it than others. Tavern provides entertainment services to the houses within its sphere of influence. Resources are spent per day for 38 people. Drink and dairy. Well, I don't actually have any of that, but it still does give entertainment, so it makes people happy. Kate loves cold air. My experience waking up today was awful. Like, oh, Kate has cold hands for the first time this year, and like really cold, like if freaking death is touching you. I was like, oh, time to wake up. Torture. It wasn't good. Havrat says, so a person on YouTube mobile died because of the cold. What? That's insane. I guess that could happen. Oh, yeah. Scout from another land. What? Oh, there's scouting as well. Greetings, Chief. We are representatives of a small community. Our expedition led us to your settlement, and we were delighted to see such an advanced community here. We would like to barter with you and turn this acquaintance into trade partnership. These challenging times are willing between the two. Those who have goods to spare is a boon. What do you say? Yes. I was evil. Sorry, but not sorry. Voss is speaking in past tense. We need more people, so let's wait. Let's check. Yeah, we've got 11 children now. That's good. Also, our people have better health than ever. They do suffer from no medication, no health services, no clothing distribution, workforce condition, just a flat debuff for them having to work. But they do have relatively good food quality, distribution rate, water distribution, housing helps, and season helps. I was thinking giving them more tools, but that's a big drain on the resources. Sign of stability. We rapidly evolved from a small camp into a proper village. People are the cornerstone of fast-growing, stable community like ours. Their needs and their well-being should be prioritized above all else. Above all else. I don't think that's correct, but okay. Let's try to raise the morale of the workers about a certain threshold. Whatever. You want me to micro? I'll micro. Look. More food. More water. Happy now? Above 70. 70 is a big number. That's not a small number. 35. Oh, that's insane. Yeah, I don't think we can do that. This will impact it if I give them maximum tools. It's plus 10. This is okay. That objective I'm straight up not doing because, well, it's insane. 70 is insane. Excellent. Now. That edge could have been, could have quite some benefits as well. Nobody tells you how big you can build your house or use closed loop heating system with foreign materials like wood or coal. That is something about this line of thinking where, people think to themselves, life is just too complicated. I just want to leave and live a simple life. And we have it today, and people had it 100 and even 200 years ago. So, it has an appeal, but also ramifications and all the things that go into it. It's not as simple as you might think, but yes. Banned for giving Kate hand-warming advice. It's not hand-warming, it's torture. I'm fine, I'm just the victim here. I cannot really do much about it, but, when Kate's gonna get dragged in front of a court in Hague for breaking Geneva Convention and using the weapons of mass squealing upon civilian population of his household, then, who's gonna laugh then? The new Nuremberg trials are gonna happen. because of this. You will be implicated, I'm sure. So, what do we need? We need knowledge, 2,200, which we don't have yet. Just to leave no witnesses then. Yeah. Confirmed. Okay. Get some up in Nuremberg. It's gonna happen. $1750. Okay, we need to wait. This is just the phase where we don't really have much going for us. That's different. Let's go ahead and make some more turbines. This is for the future. Best Czech invention, Pilsner beer. Yeah, I guess. But I don't know. I don't want to say like, oh, Czech culture or people are the best. Or no, we have many flaws and you know, things. But in terms of there is a term for Czech technology, which is Czechnology. It is basically like Germans like very efficient, they like very elaborate things. Like, look at their guns, right? Look at the things they make. It's very well made. The craftsmanship is off the charts. Very precise. Time consuming to make, and also sometimes more complicated than it needs to be. So, to its detriment, like in a gun, you add all sorts of little things, bells and whistles that don't necessarily make the gun much better, but it adds some sort of slight convenience or is, you know, mechanically complex. And then it means that more manufacturing, more parts that can break, things like that. Technology means you make very efficient gun in that you don't actually waste, you know, time designing bells and whistles. And that's kind of the mindset. But today it's not as apparent as like 20th century stuff, but you know, some say that in like you have the other extreme, like, you know, more east you go, the worse the quality with that kind of thing gets. And so Czech technology is actually the best mix of the west and east, in that you still get high craftsmanship value, as many people here are talented, you know, metal workers and even people with gunsmithing and things like that. But you also don't get overcomplications while getting the simplicity and what works from the east. So it kind of merges into the best of both worlds in a way. That's why Czech guns are quite sought after. We've got a group coming. They have Bluetooth in our guns. Yeah. No. No, we don't. But what does that matter when it rots in a Ukrainian ditch? You know? Both of the guns do the same. It's just, again, bells and whistles. The practical value is usually the same. Or like, yeah, you could have slightly like higher muzzle velocity or whatever. But depends. What are the resources invested into that? No Biden, yeah. Foreign merchant. I don't want to trade. He would sell me ore. I don't need ore. I'll be witness for the defense. May it please the court. Kitty Cat couldn't provide breakfast for the alleged victim with cold hands. Sure to warn them first. Yeah. Strangers. Nice. Accept 3 workers. Okay. Any people we get is good, obviously. So, what do we want? Probably more tools. Let's check this. I would never buy a gun where I can't customize the shot sound via Bluetooth. That. How do you control the LED colors in your gun? You don't. It's simple. You don't need shiny things. It's a stick. It goes boom. No, like look at. I would give an example, but you can basically find any of the like modern guns apart from like the Loga alien gun, the handgun, which is like super. Like obviously, you know, it has bling and everything. It's supposed to be like a perfect ergonomic experience and all that, but that doesn't necessarily matter all that much. I would suggest, you know, looking at VZ, VZ58, compared to how AK works and what AK is and what design it is. It's very similar. It works differently though, in many ways. Forgotten Weapons has a breakdown on it if you just want a video. Otherwise, the CZ guns, CZ handguns, also good. If you want to look into like socialist era guns, then the VZ58 or the Scorpion, you know, very well-designed gun for what it's supposed to be doing. For a modern gun, it's like, why does it have a capacity of like either 10 or 20 rounds for a submachine gun? It's like, that's like, I don't know, 1 second of firing on full auto. Yes, but it had a reason. It was designed for tank crews or armored vehicle personnel who couldn't have assault rifles. It's actually a thing that even Germans had as a when they invaded France. They had during Second World War. You've got a lot of people climbing in and out of armored vehicles a lot of the time, and they were having submachine guns. These submachine guns often would catch on something and cause a misfire during that, and that's a problem. So they invented, you know, safety for it. They also got a lot of different things. We don't need to talk about all that, but suffice to say, Czech guns are cool, and they work very well. So like best of both worlds, I'd say. Because overcomplicated guns are not necessarily the best, because they do break down. The more you add unnecessary bells and whistles, the more stuff that potentially breaks. It's not always the best. We need to raise morale. We are not doing that because it would take a long time and all our resources. We need to advance. So 2200 knowledge. And then what else do we need? Stuff. Population, yes. Let's just let it happen. We'll stockpile some metal. We actually could use another worker on this. Some more ingots. From the point of the designer, if nothing breaks, how do you make money with maintenance? That is a very good point. Well, you still do. Stuff still breaks. Because there is nothing that doesn't break at all. But you can minimize how much. And that's the mindset that kinda is missing from today's world, because we are a consumer-based society which relies on stuff constantly breaking. Otherwise, our system of, you know, everything is a service breaks down. So making things to last is not really an agenda. It's quite the opposite. But yeah, at the same time, wouldn't you want a reliable gun in a situation, especially with stuff like guns or armored vehicles? I know it's a business, but at the same time, war is not like any other industry. Reliability is a big part of you know, troops' morale, effectivity, things like that. My meal war machine. Wash machine holds since 3 years and it's already 30 years old. Ah. Interesting, yes. 10 years, okay. Well, yeah, like the old stuff that was made ages ago was made to last. Today, no. It's made to break, actually. Could be phones, could be washing machines, or you name it. Cars. Built-in obsolescence, yeah. But isn't it costing you tons of money in water and energy? I think it's also got more efficient. Yeah, that is not wrong. Certainly, the energy class must be different, but then again, like, normal wash machine, how often... Ours is broken, it's like we bought it not too long ago, it's just busted. I think it has some issues, so like... How often, if you had to replace it constantly, I don't know what would just... If you look at just, you know, don't care about, like, water, the environment factor of it. Just... How would you compare if you had to buy, like, 3 washing machines during that period of time? Water is cheaper than 20 years of water and power. Miele... Wir gehören zur Familie. How is that pronounced? Familia. I don't know. I just listen, but I... Family, right? Smart. But, yeah, I don't really speak German. I'm sure I offended you. I just switch to the fridge of my grandma. The new one is bigger and still paired on your... From energy efficiency alone. Okay. Bankenkran's 40-year-old clothes dryer finally gave up the ghost last week. New dryers are Bluetooth enabled. Yeah. Paid off. Yeah. Finally paid off in for energy efficiency alone in a year. Yeah, I mean, the energy class definitely got better. With some appliances, it might be a little bit different. So, like, you know, I don't know how necessarily washing machine energy need would compare to, like, washing machine to fridge to a microwave to something else. You know, depending on how much stuff you use, I guess. Oh, they want something again. 40. Yeah, we can do 40. I'll let them have nice things for once. Rejoice, dance in the streets, you dirty plebs. You'll be receiving nice things. Look at all the shiny things, yes. Don't look at the absolute state of our society. It's fine. Had a third dishwashing machine, but I don't have luck with them, yeah. That's also an element of luck, for sure. It's enough now, all you people want some sort of fee for using the expression Bluetooth. This is arcane. Yeah. Actually, you're not wrong. Nice, people love me. Great. Embrace tyranny. Normal rations. That's not tyranny, it's, you know... Granary stocks are growing, sire. It's what it is. Medium tools distribution. How do you want a non-Bluetooth dryer? Why do you want one with a Bluetooth? I don't know, so you can activate it from the safety of your sofa? I don't know. It's like some people like to do is like they have a Roomba or like a cleaning robot, right? They have it home and they like go into their app and like, oh, I'm, you know, at work, but I can click a button and now at home this thing is gonna go and start cleaning the house. I see Darkness looking at me from the windowsill, by the way. He's waving his paws at me. It's okay. It's not coming. It's not self-loathing though. There's no robot that can actually load the machine.
The darkness holds dominion. Black as death.
This Bluetooth is relatively safe and can inform you when it's done. Good point. But do you really need it in your assault rifle? It's also ding. I don't know. I don't feel I don't feel like I'm, you know, really, I don't have the information to contribute to this discussion we are having. So I'm just gonna be a witness of it. Sorry. Let's build another house. Wi-Fi dryer, that I would understand. More so, yes. Do we reduce production of something? Probably not yet. Could make a little less stone, make some more food. Make the mushroom soup. It is autumn. It's fine, we need time to pass. That's the only way to get more people. But if you're listening to music at maximum volume, then you don't heal the better, yes. There are very specific circumstances where both can be applicable, I guess. What does the world become? Your mobiles control centers instead of phoning people? Yeah. Basically. There's a way to put the clothes into the hamper, have it go through the wash, dry, iron, fold, cycle by itself. I'll get behind it. Maybe, eventually. Transition to settled life will bring with it dozens of issues that need to be resolved. Rules and regulations will be needed to keep everything in order and running smoothly. As our leader, it will be up to you to make the final decision. We hope that you can weigh the demands well and choose wisely. You can be sure you'll support as much as we can. Okay. Yeah, so either you make everyone not work much at all. They get more morale, but they don't work quite as well. No, we don't. Everything's gonna be under control. We can't afford this. And there must be satisfying doing when it's done. Because that's important. Alright. Small success. Yes. Could have used that to go above 70, I guess. Just kind of forgot. So talking about Apocalypse, any thoughts on the new Fallout TV show? I haven't seen it. I know it's gonna be made. I'm not sure if it's made yet. Hot take. I don't watch TV. I don't even have TV. I would watch it on my PC. But I only like very specific TV shows. And generally I avoid stuff that's from games, like Halo. I didn't even want to watch that. Warhammer. I love Warhammer. I will never watch the show. I just don't want to, because I know they will not do it justice, and I'm just not interested. I do watch some TV shows, and I do enjoy them, but games usually just play the game. I don't know. Or read the book, you know? We didn't need it. You know, the corps only want the money. They don't care about the franchise. They'll ruin it if they can. So, you know, I don't want to incentivize that. Even though you would have to work really hard to ruin Fallout. I think Todd has already had a hand in that before. So, not sure how much you can ruin there. But still, Fallout is okay. Was never like a massive fan of it. But yeah, that's also why I wouldn't necessarily watch the TV show. They run the game first, yeah. Well, the lore and everything. It's not just one game, right? It's like the universe. Got porked. What are we doing? Oh yeah, more people. Lightning speed. Also, we should take care to monitor the wood. When they cut all of it out, we need to, you know, tell them, don't cut wood anymore. Six turbines. Seems like power is okay. It's winter. We should stop harvesting mushrooms. But also I'm lazy. So I don't actually care, I don't think. I'm just gonna let it run. We have to wait anyway. I can't do anything. We could produce a little bit more of something, but TV shows these days are, bluntly said, very uncreative and unreachable. Never stick to lore, yeah. That's why I don't watch them. Like Witcher, I love Witcher. I read all the books, have all the books. Played all the games, have all the games. Would never watch the TV show. The little bit I've seen proved me that yes, I must go back to my cave because I'm not supposed to talk about these things because it... Okay, I can be passionate about things I care about. I do care about some things like Warhammer and Witcher. If you touch it, I will absolutely, absolutely be against it. And so I am, you know. So I don't like them murdering it. But it's not just, you know, TV shows. It's also movies. Cleopatra, Napoleon. Very good. Yeah. Because they don't want to give you history, they don't want to give you an accurate representation or even attempt it. They want to push their narrative, that's what they want. So that's what they do, and also make money doing it, which is the other thing. Now that BlackRock is no longer putting trillions into pushing this agenda, you don't actually see as much of it. Because they have to actually make a product that people want, as opposed to just being able to take money from, you know, the fund. When you check all the checkboxes. Oh, Rings of Power, how could I forget that as well? Yeah, that's a peak example of tomfuckery. It's not even the actor's fault. Just do fine. And the good regime, yeah? Again, it's all about the purpose of it. There's no passion in it. The actors can do very well, and Cavill did, but that's not really what makes or breaks a show. Ultimately, it's the decisions, the design, and how to stick to lore or not, how to portray things. These things have been deliberately, not sabotaged, but portrayed in a way that doesn't actually appeal to the audience they seek, like Middle America audiences, what you should probably target. Yeah, the stuff that have been pushing a couple past years doesn't really work for that. Are we full on stone? How is it possible? Maybe my limits need to be increased. Stones? Yes. Allow more. The music suddenly got louder, I think, for you. This is better. Like at the start it was basically non-existent. That was okay, and now it's like super loud for some reason. Alright. Year 2. We got some advancements, we got some people, great. Everyone's working. We are waiting on people to grow up, basically. The drama, yeah. It is... That's the thing about this game though, like... As I mentioned before, it's not actually that dramatic, because it's not like Frostpunk, it's not like you die from something. Okay, let's check our morale. It's 75. We did finish the objective, thanks to it. So that's good. Yeah, like there is no threat. No one died yet, you know, and I've not been tryharding or anything. I don't actually know how this game works for the most part, yet stuff just seems to work out. And I guess that's fine, but wouldn't you want some sort of threat to your existence. This is why sandbox games usually are not very well liked. Is that like, what is there as your enemy apart from yourself? And we need a people. Let's wait. Settlers is a game that would be played. Was a game that would be played have AFK. Half. Alright. Yeah. Sort of. But depends. What difficulty and what kind of Settlers game. Some of it, like Settlers 4 and 3, actually still has a community, and if you want to play it like PvP, you actually need to be kind of on top of what you're doing and constantly keep doing things. It's not like this, where you just kind of, oh yeah, built something 5 minutes ago and I'm just gonna zooming through it. Yes, it is a side. They want to play. Oh, our timber needs to be increased as well. We should build a new warehouse, really. I'm noticing we have a need for it. Yeah, just build it here. It's fine. I should monitor my production. Okay, we do have wood still left in this one. This one's doing stone, that's fine. This one's also doing wood still. Okay. Everything's working. We need people to grow up. You'll be ready for the worst. And I think preparations. Sorry for that noise. What do you want? Stock 5,000 water and 1,200 simple meals. Yes. Lightning strike. Oh. Okay. Let's rebuild it. Oh, people died from it. Hmm. Yeah, that's not great. Got some deaths, finally. Okay. First loss. Yeah, during catastrophe, great. Meals we have. What we don't have is the water. So, production. No, is it the resources? Well, we are already tapping these two. We need to tap this one. Let's build it in such a way that I can just kind of stretch the road. And there is more. So let's build it. It's only spooky if you don't have a toy mouse. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, great. Craftsman, yeah. Worker to craftsman training success rate increase. Yeah, more expensive but more successful is better.
Together, stronger.
Apes together strong, great, yeah. Okay. Stuff. There's a thing we need to get, which is in the next age. Mine surveying, weaving, building statics, surveillance, cultivation, vocational training is it? Yeah, we need to advance an age, so, you know, whenever that's gonna happen, we just lost people because of the lightning strike. This is the dead people were hoping for, yeah. Settlers 2 was the peak. I played 3 as a kid, but 2 was better in retrospect. 2 was the one that still had the road system being robust, right? Where it was not just a suggestion. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so like you have people who go like, oh, Settlers 5 or 6 shit. Yeah, it is. But well, there are people who even think that 3 and 4 are bad. And before then you had a good Settlers game. So, you know, there's levels of settlerism, I guess. But you must admit that Settlers, basically after 4, Settlers 5, Heritage of Kings. What even is that? Why is it called Settlers? What does it have to do with Settlers? It has nothing to do with Settlers. It's a generic fantasy game with some, like, you know, couple of very rudimentary city building elements, most of which have nothing to do with anything. So, great. And it only goes downhill from there. The most recent Settlers, actually, I didn't love it, but at least it's a Settlers game. Yeah, it's not like it's a completely different thing, which is good. Yeah, so water, we'll be stockpiling that, especially now we have more wells. We need the people. They've been growing up. Yeah, some people have grown up. Put them to work. We need more. More! Summer already? Again, we should monitor our gathering. If they run out of stuff, we need to assign them. Which means I actually should build, not layers, resources, field camp. And there's a stone here. There's not much wood, but yeah, let's do this for the future when we need more wood. We should be getting lots of water. Maybe hidden consequences in the dialogue would be more fun to play in randomizer for replayability. Yeah. Currently, you know what's gonna happen, you're always told that. So it's a stat decision, not a gut decision. But the decisions are relatively limited. This game doesn't have many of them. And those that are there are not there to be, like, you get super punished. The disasters are kind of, like, unlucky. But it always happens that someone, you know, dies from something. That's why you have the cemetery. But it does take, you notice how I'm accumulating. I have 3,300 knowledge, way more than I need to advance, but I don't have the pop, and I've gotten every single group I accepted. I've gotten to grow as fast as humanly possible, and it still isn't enough. There's a group. So I think as a look, we will be calling it soon. If you want to see more of it, you let me know. I'm just showing you the game. I don't love it, I don't hate it. You know, something you would want to watch, you can tell me. You can hear Bobby growling. Is this a merchant? I don't really care about the merchant. He very rarely sells anything useful. Yeah, why would I want this? No. I'll just make it myself. Also, where is the event? I got scammed. Oh no, we have 50 people. Okay, so I accepted them. Didn't even notice. Let's advance. Yeah, so Kellyard, Mines, Kilns, Pits, Scouts Guild, Technical Bootcamp, and Taylor. So we got new things. Now we could build all those new things. Let's take a look at it. We need to research them first. vocational training first. It does take 94 hours to complete. But okay, fine. We've got 8 workers. Could assign them. There's no real need to. I don't think we really need more stuff. Oh yeah, actually we have maximum amount of pelts. Need to increase the limit for this thing. Another group of people? Yeah, I mean, the more the better. Accept. How much pop space do we have is the question. It's 10 per house. So it's 40, 60, 80, 100. Ah, there we are. We are good. We could build more just to be safe. But I don't think kids take up space until they grow up. So that's fine. Oh, one more wouldn't hurt. Just to be sure. We will need the workforce, that is correct. Because there's a lot of new things that will all require workers. Foreboding whispers. Public health. Go on. Regular health for 30 days. Yeah, I mean, great. We would all want that, but we can't do that yet. Maybe later. We could give them more food, I guess. It's so much of an increase. I don't think we can justify this. It's fine. We provide clothes eventually when we research that, and that's gonna help. Until that point, we kind of have to suck it up. Stock 5,000 water, yeah, I'm working on that. Development complete, technical boot camp. What do you want? So many unstable living standards are about to consume us. What? Do something about morale. Yeah, we will. Let's do it, I guess. They keep bugging you about it as just like, yeah, I'll micro it, then I'll just deprive you again, because that's how it works. It's like, oh, let's do it again. Let's let you have a busy work to do. Let's get this. Clay pit. We've unlocked a thing. We'll be switching to paper production. We need to build technical boot camp. Question is, where do we put this thing? It can't go here, it's just, you know, there's gonna be some space left, which is always a bit bad. Let's do it. This is how you get people promoted to specialists? Is that how that works? Craftsman, yeah. Sorry, craftsman. Aid for our memory. They've grown fast. Knowledge will gain more and more importance as we keep growing. As a community, we need ways to produce and share knowledge more efficiently. Produce paper. I mean, we are doing that already, so our days of getting are over. Just gonna take a little bit of time. Let's assign people to become craftsmen. Oh, it costs a lot. I don't have that kind of paper, I'm sorry. We'll have to do 200. And some tools. Let's get some more food going. We should also look out for power, because it could run out, but I don't think we are at risk of that, but still, preparing for it is good. Let's go ahead and do it. Development complete, we've got pits and kilns and all that. Let's check this. We don't have the paper for this. We should switch our second mill for making paper for a moment as well. We've got enough timber to go around. So resources, pit. Pit excavates where stone and clay and sand is dug up. Consumes 290 electricity. Yeah, it's costly. So, mining layer. I think this is clay. I don't know, maybe it's all resources. I really don't know. Maybe mine is a different thing. Iron, copper, coal, tin. Great, but what do I know? Ready to build. I think you can build this anywhere, literally, and it will work. This is probably ore, it's not clay, I don't think. So we build this pit. Not here. Can't build here. Ready to build, okay. This would leave us with a road, but okay, fine. It's across the housing though, which I really don't want to build it there. Perhaps here is fine. Get a road. Objective completed. Objective completed. Great, let's give people stuff. I need to make them more healthy, so we'll distribute more stuff. For a moment, because we are running out of time limit for this thing. Train someone to be a craftsman. Well, we are training them. It's good. Our water is... oh, we don't need to make more than this. Just keep the limit, it's fine. Wells don't cost labor anyway. Have we selected a new thing? No, we don't have the paper for it. Production. Kiln. Sand and bricks are turned into bricks and glass. It does cost quite a bit of electricity, so good that we've built more turbines. Got a craftsman. Let's make... oh, we shouldn't make more yet. We need to wait for the paper. Surveillance scout skill. Let's get that sorted. What's our power at? It will... the demand will climb as we build these things. Get more turbines. I've completed the objective for this, so now we can give them normal food again. Misclick, misclick, misclick everywhere. Let's just go ahead. No, I keep clicking too much above. Let's do medium tools. They need some clothing. Hopefully we can research that soon enough. Was that a special thing? Yeah, it wants a lot of paper. This thing. So it excavates either stone or clay. Let's get some clay. We've got loads of workers now. Do we do full round of it? I guess we do. The game is lagging. No, it was because of the speed settings. Produce bricks. It needs stone and clay. Is there a different recipe? Yeah, maybe, because it said, oh, you need sand, but you actually don't. So I'm not sure what that was about. I'll get more clay soon enough. We've got 63 people right now. Well, one craftsman actually. Craftsmen are better at stuff. We also should give them... Craftsmen will get extra, I think. We could assign... No. They do... they are required in specific jobs, I think. But for now, we can't even put them anywhere. Message. Building a future. Let us aim to increase population to 100 people within the next 4 years. So it's a goal, yes. Goal is set. Obviously that will happen, I think. Let's assign some workers here. It's a 4-year plan. Okay. I'm making bricks. I don't know what for yet, but it is a thing. I think it will be required for some research. Could train another person, but maybe a bit later. I think he's technically busy. Assigned to it, though. Yep. A lot of housing is still empty. Weaving, that's what we want. Morale is suffering, that's fine. I don't think it matters a great deal. So, where is the bricks even? I don't know, actually. Okay, we made the advancement for this. We need a lot of paper for some of these things. Let's get the cultivation going. We need to get production, Taylor. Electricity consumption. We need bricks for this. Let's check where we can build this. Yeah, no problem, colleagues. See you around. Bye. Sorry to hold you up like this. How do we build this? End of year 3. Let's build one here. New structures have been built. Okay. Do we still have enough lumber, I think? We're lacking pops. How many kids do we have? 40 kids. Yeah, that's a lot. Development complete, the farms, okay. We'll want to do that, but we are lacking expertise. Oh, we can assign a craftsman, great. Yeah, so make some clothes. Can we only... I guess 4 people can work here. If we had more, we could do more. Let's train a person here. What does the tailor look like? Is this some sort of machinery? Cat growling noises. Workforce needed for operating class. Does this mean this? I don't really know. Okay. Got a new craftsman, great. Or does it work differently? What does a craftsman do aside? I don't know. Operating class. Ah, so these are workers. And this is like... what does this do? It just gives it extra efficiency, I guess. But we do need the people who actually do the actual work. Okay. So reduce the brick production slightly. Assign some people. And then if we didn't have this guy, yeah, actually it does help a lot. We do want to produce a lot of clothes, I guess, so let's go ahead and do that. Now, let's assign the clothes. We can't do that yet. Okay. I guess, do you need some sort of structure to distribute? We can't have this yet, but almost. Production, kale yard. It's very gross stuff, is it? Oh yeah, that's fertility dependent. I want to build where, you know, stuff is... resources are, but we can build it like here. So we don't cut many trees. But food has been going fine, to be honest. We've got loads of mushrooms and meat. Herbs. You need clay to grow this? Production. Okay, this just costs water. I guess we do herbs. We don't have the workers for it. Okay, what joy. We need to find some more workers somewhere. Let's reduce some of these workers, even though paper is really important. We'll get some more people growing up soon, I think. That should probably help. More mushrooms capacity, probably not a bad idea. But yeah, like my thoughts so far, I do think it just lacks the scarcity at all. From like, I don't really care about many of these resources because I feel like I overproduce them constantly without any issues at all. And, well, it's a city builder, more like Anno than Frostpunk. So, it's okay, but... it does take away from the interest of the game, I would say, because to me it doesn't feel very impactful, like what you do. Just kind of set up, let it work, yes. Claim have some substrate fertilizer abstract, I guess, yeah. There's no night soul or anything. Not sure about the herbs thing. We can probably use it for, you know, healing. But we don't even have any structures like that, I don't think, yet. Yep. Scouts Guild. Oh, I should have built that. I should have built this already. Where do we build this? Not here, that's the city area. Build it here, it's fine. No wood, so let's switch out of that. No more employees for that. It's fine. We've got loads of paper, we can research this last thing. There you go. Perhaps switch one of these production cycles to timber. So we really don't want many craftsmen, just want workers really. At least for now. Maybe later it's gonna become more important. Because a lot of these buildings can't even have a craftsman assigned. We've been losing some leather because of the stuff. There's meat here. If we build a gatherer's camp, there's mushrooms I wanted as well, but it's kinda hard to catch everything in one area. I guess you just do a hunter. Okay, ore is full actually. I'll stockpile more of it. It's fine. Still have some space. Something I do like is the visibility of the resources in the stockpiles when they get stockpiled up. Scout team. Create a scout team. Idle. But did it like take away my people or how does that work? Create a scout team, yes, but how and from whom? I don't understand. Do they have like people in it or I don't know. There's a world map. Okay, let's assign a team. Let's assign a team here. Why wouldn't you go all out then if it doesn't matter? I guess people work in the actual building? No. They don't. Okay. You do you. Game. That's fine. We've done the thing. We can now build a basic mine. So we see some sort of resources. A lot of resources. Unknown. Okay. Yeah, let's build it here. It does impact some of the trees, I guess, but it's fine. Let's connect that. It's a bit pricey, but it's okay. First step to industry, mining 101. Ore veins are usually found on mountain slopes. Yeah. Build a basic mine. I'm building it. I hope that counts. Because it could also not count. Sometimes the game is a little bit weird like that. Let's see, I guess. I'm waiting on more people to grow up. We do have a lot of kids. Hopefully that's gonna translate to many more workers soon. Should have completed. It did count, which is good. But we like the workforce. Oh, I can choose. Right. I guess you want coal? Iron ore doesn't seem like a priority at the moment. We could unassign someone from somewhere. Get a little less clay. Get some... Yeah, get a foreman. Get these guys. Working in the mine. Not enough resources. Available resource 0. Ah, there's no coal. Okay. There's no... what? Do I need to, like... analyze... Oh. Okay. So it does take resources to do this. We need more bricks, apparently. To analyze this one. We don't have the bricks. There we go. We got some more people growing up. Let's increase production in the clay pit as well. So now, oh yeah, we found some coal. Good. Let's get some coal going now. Merchant, I don't want any of this. Group of travelers, accept them. Extra workers is great. I don't know if the scouts arrived. Scouts arrived at Valley. Okay. We'll check that soon. Do we want to increase iron production? Ingots look fine. Tools could be better. Got a couple of extra workers. Let's put them here. Let's get ourselves some training going. Reports Also, the resources can be found in the region. Logs, meat, and water. Okay. I don't know if we can, like, establish some sort of hunting area or something. Urgent matter. What is this? They want morale. I guess. Moving to highlands. Yeah. Scout it. We need more hunters. We did build this, so let's go ahead and get some hunting going. We almost have this goal. Just keep growing the pop. Okay, I think that's enough for today. I had 3 hours, which is not long, but I have other things to do. And yeah, we're taking a look at the game. Usually we take a look at the game for 2 hours. We've done 3. As I said, you let me know. If it's something you want to see more of, we could play more of it. The report on the resources, okay. So to me, it's like a more like a city builder, which doesn't really have any pressure. So it's like a sandbox game, really. But in any case, thank you for watching. I might send you off on a raid if there is someone else streaming something. Let's take a look. Not really. Oh no, that's Valheim. Okay. Today, double into that.